Are we set up well enough for this finale? And questions-wise, absolutely. We've got so many questions. Are they going to tie them all up? We're going to talk about that tonight, as well as play a couple games, or one game, I guess, and a news segment. And also, you guys love him when he joins this show, but George Lucas is coming back tonight, another segment of AI George. So stick around for that. Hope you enjoy your time here. But the main core of what we're going to be talking about tonight, are the stakes high enough for an epic finale? Have they given us enough reason to care about these characters? We've got some development for Ahsoka, a little bit of information for Thrawn. Ezra is there, I guess. But have we been given enough information to really care about what happens in this finale episode? So let me know in the chat what you guys think about that as well. And I hope you enjoy your time here only on Coffee on Korriban. Got a very active crowd in the chat. Let's give some sips out. I don't know if I can hit everyone. John, here's a sip for you. Vanishing Golem, here's a sip for you. Leia Rose, here's a sip for you. Neck Badesh, here's a sip for you. Dan the Stay on Target Pilot, here's a sip for you. This is going to be fun. Stay on Target, the main guest for tonight's show. Here's a sip for you. Sorry for all the sips for those people that don't like sipping on in audio. It's not meant to be like an ASMR. Tom Jensen, here's a sip for you. Kay, here's a sip for you. Icy Stormy, here's a sip for you. And House of the Jedi, here's a sip for you. Kat, here's a sip for you. Father Time here. Mrs. Korriban, can I get like a diet Dr. something in a new mug? Because I am out of coffee. Sorry. Susty, here's a sip for you. Dat Boy Steve, here's a sip for you. Oh my gosh, there's too many people. All right, one last sip for Ryan B. Games and Songs, Bismo. I think that's it. Rebel Dom SF, and Justin Scott. Here's some sips for you. All right, let's get serious on this. So let's bring in our guests for tonight. Man, that was a lot of coffee. All right, well, I wish I had a stinger to bring them in, but man, what can I play instead? We can punch them in the Clovis.
I'm gonna punch him right in the Clovis. I got yeeted!
On Target. How are you guys doing? It's great to have you on the channel.
Oh man, it's great to be here, man. Thanks for having us on.
So excited.
Perfect intro for us.
That was a perfect intro.
Yes, you guys are absolutely welcome here anytime. We only chatted for a little bit the other night. Love what you guys are doing on your show. And I've already told you a couple times, but your production value, your studio is awesome. Quick little intro about yourselves for the people from my channel that have maybe never heard of your channel before.
Yeah, so we love talking Star Wars with everybody. Similar to you, that's why it was kind of a perfect fit to collab together. But yeah, we've loved Star Wars for so long that we were like, eventually we were like, let's just put it online, see if anybody else thinks the same thing. And then from there, it's just grown and grown. And we've just grown the community, and everybody's so nice. It's fun to talk about, and we just try to bring that element of fun to Star Wars, and just enjoy talking about it with everybody.
Yeah, I completely agree.
That's it. Well said. We like to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, theorize, stuff like that, but mostly just fun Star Wars stuff.
Yes.
That's awesome. And that's what we live for, is just chatting like you were in person with the other people about this fake galaxy. And it's all fake. None of it matters at all. But this is what we live for. So I'm really happy to have you guys on. And let's bring in our second guest. You guys know him. You love him. Thank you for the drink, Mrs. Korriban. I love you. And where is his stinger? Here it is.
Oh, it is so good. That's not where it's really good. Here's a sip for you. Oh, look at the production value I got. It's like my brick wall with Marva back there.
The Marva. Someone needs to like Photoshop the word Marva into every
Oh, that would be funny.
Oh, that would be so good. How have you been this last week, Father Time?
Good. Well, in life, yeah, but after that episode, I don't know. We'll get to that.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We've got some opinions. Before we do anything else, everyone in the chat watching right now, put on a scale of 1 to 10 how you felt about this last episode of Ahsoka, or part 7, I guess is what it's supposed to be called. How do you feel about that? We'll start with you guys. Stay on target. What do you guys feel your ratings were of this episode?
Out of 10?
Yes.
Yeah, there was by far our lowest.
Yeah.
Collectively, I gave it a 6 out of 10.
I gave it a 4 out of 10. It was not good for me. Yeah,
No, I'm good with a 6, only because I have hope that it'll redeem itself with fill in the blanks from this week's. So
Absolutely.
I know. But looking at it on a standalone,
I got 4.5. Look at that, 4.5, 7.5.
I'm tired of them dangling the carrot in some ways. I need some setup. I need to know something. You can't just save it all for the end. I don't know. I maybe that's just where I'm at. If they deliver, I'll eat my words. But that's part of the reason why I'm just like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a hot take, relatively speaking. 8, favorite episode, good acting. I didn't see anything about the acting that was off, personally. I thought it was fine. But acting can't carry it if it's not there. So my personal rating was a 6.
Okay.
I think the more I've thought about it, the more I've solidified that 6. I was hoping that would increase upon another rewatch and maybe some theorizing, but a lot of times how I enjoyed an episode is reflected in how much motivation I have to make content about it, and that really wasn't there this last week, unfortunately. I made 2 videos, and I was thinking to myself the last couple nights, like, I gotta make another video, but about what? Like, there's not that much to go off of, and I'm not one to like break down all the Easter eggs. I want to talk about like, this scene hit really hard. Let's explain why we felt certain ways about that. And there just wasn't an opportunity to do that with this episode.
I think for me, going into it, there was so many loose ends. I was hoping they'd tie a few up because you got to pack so many in 2. They didn't really do anything in 1. So I think they have too many to tie up, and I think that's why I'm a little frustrated with it. So
yeah,
I will agree. I'll agree with the second part of what Nick says right here. Fans will be frustrated. Absolutely. They might deliver. I don't know that they can deliver after this episode like I expected them to after the previous couple episodes, because this just kind of killed the momentum. We can talk about it in a second. Continue with your thoughts. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to... Oh, shoot. I forgot what I was going to say now.
Basically, he said that they kind of got like stalled out. They just kind of swirled around a lot in this episode.
Yeah, there was just there's no, like, we had a bunch of reveals the episode before. In this, it was just a lot of the same. There's no revelation. There was no really big, like, moment that set us up for the finale. Like, how are they going to overcome this thing that they've set up for us?
Right.
I'm excited to see that.
I think a lot of the details could have been filled into any of the other episodes, and it didn't have to be its own episode.
Yeah. Like, what did we get in this episode that we needed?
I mean, the only thing that was weird, but it didn't hit, was Balin abandoning Shin. Not abandoning, but he kind of let her, like, basically told her go, and then
you're ready to go do your thing.
But didn't give us anything about him other than he wasn't going to be bested by Ahsoka.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that I actually did do a video on, was what is Balin doing? Why is he joining the fight? And in that video, I theorized he's here for a completely different purpose. Thrawn doesn't mean anything. Morgan Elsbeth doesn't mean anything. He's here to break the cycle, get that ultimate power. That's interesting. But that's only because I'm looking into reading into all the lines and trying to figure out what is the through line, what makes this important. And to people like Father Time, who probably maybe didn't catch up on that, the casual Star Wars fan, I don't know if you were picking that up, but they haven't really given us enough in that plot line.
I'm just waiting for them to hand it to me.
Yeah.
What is it? I can't figure it out. Yeah. Feed me. Well, give it to me. Let's go.
Give me the breadsticks.
Yeah.
See, anytime the episodes felt a little soft for me, Balin and Shin always brought it back up.
Yeah.
And now that my favorite pairing is split up, I'm like, oh no. Like, if anything goes soft or weak, and it kind of felt like it did at the end, I was like, well, they're not there to pick it up anymore.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it till you just said that, but I don't think there's been a weak scene with them in it.
No. They're the most
I agree.
interesting part. But now they've teased us this entire show they better deliver on that tease. I mean, that is the thing that's keeping us interested in a lot of ways.
Stay tuned for
Yeah.
season 2.
Right.
I will say this
Singer.
would have been a decent episode if this was part 7 of 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part 7 of 8. I don't see how this set up the finale well enough, especially if what's the runtime? 48 minutes rumored, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
About like the last one.
And I know going into the finale of Andor, Father Time, you remember this? We were talking about like they've got so many loose ends. I don't know how they're going to tie it up, but they did. So
They did.
it's possible that we do get that they wrap everything up in a nice little bow and we're satisfied. Maybe a couple little loose ends that are left up to our imagination. So I'm not saying that they can't do that, but the momentum that they've built off of the last few episodes is gone, in my opinion. I'm not as excited as I wanted to be about this episode.
Right. And they could have taken so many more interesting takes with a lot of these different characters. Like Ezra, to me, is one of the biggest letdowns. I think that's what I was almost more disappointed in this last episode because, you know, we finally get Ezra back and he's this. I just feel like he's almost exactly the same as he was 11 years ago. That's just the feeling I get. He hasn't matured. He hasn't, you know, even if they just give us a hint, like, oh, he's like serious now. He can get serious. He
Right,
can
and that's one of the things that I was missing out on is serious Ezra. Like, how serious is he in the last couple episodes of Rebels?
Oh yeah.
He's super serious. Like, you don't see him cracking jokes once, and maybe I guess he's a little silly now that he's been on this planet for 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and he probably still has the. Oh, go ahead.
You're coming from the aspect of not knowing him before this. He's just a boring character to me.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know anything about him, and they're not giving anything to me.
And
Either they're
your
assuming
type
I already know about him, or
Yeah.
I'm assuming that he's
Yeah.
boring.
When you saw him, were you even interested? You're like, what? Why did she risk everything? The
Yeah,
entire
it didn't make sense
galaxy
at all.
to save this guy.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Icy Stormy, sorry about Nightbot. I still don't know how to do the presets on that. So I think it was the ignore Nightbot. Sorry. What's the
Anyways,
takeaway says? 46 minutes minus the recap
Yeah.
and the 10 minutes credits.
Yeah.
I don't know. And do you guys think this is setting up a Filoni Endgame style movie or season 2 of Ahsoka?
I don't think they've set anything up for him. I guess I don't know. That's where I'm confused with the writer strikes and the stuff and the productions that have been delayed. Like, are they rescheduling things? Originally, I was thinking Mandoverse. Like, I want that in the next year or two.
Yeah.
And I'd rather get that maybe than another season of this.
Yeah. I mean, depending on how it's done, if we get another
Yeah.
season 3 of Mando, I don't want that.
I'm just so confused because then they're talking about this Rey film was supposed to come out in like 25 or something and 26.
And there's so much up in the air right now. It's hard to even tell. But I think they're really setting it up for a Filoni style movie. I think that's what they're leading into.
That's the rumor, and people are claiming that it's already confirmed. I haven't seen that at all.
Yeah. Right.
It would make sense that we would get a crossover movie from a Disney standpoint. Of course, that's what we would get. I haven't been given a reason to be invested in that yet.
Yeah.
So.
The only saving grace for me in some ways is if they lead it straight into Heir to the Empire. And they do that Thrawn trilogy, the Heir to the Empire trilogy. But for me, they'd have to do it almost exactly how the books do it, because if they take too many creative liberties, I feel like they're going to jack it all up, and I'm going to be very upset. Because that is one of my.
Everyone's going to be upset when you touch Thrawn, and especially if you're adapting the Heir to the Empire storyline. Because those came out in what, 91?
Yeah, it was
I think
early 90s, mid.
A lot of people are going to be really upset if you don't do it perfectly.
Yeah.
I think they take the safe play and avoid that entirely.
Yeah.
Take bits and pieces of it.
I just don't see Disney actually doing it well. That's the problem. They should have done the sequel trilogy. Should have been the Thrawn trilogy. It would have made so much sense. You had a built-in fan base, already ready to go. The scripts, you just turn them into scripts, recast, or do a deepfake or whatever, and then just run with that story. It's already a proven story. would have made so much sense. It's a perfect continuation.
See, but this is what we always say about, oh, they could have just done this,
Right.
and they don't. It's like who is making the decisions? You go to any Comic-Con and ask a group of Star Wars fans, what do you think about this? And they're going to tell you it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And I've said for years, why don't they go to a convention, take 10 groups, like 10 nerds, random nerds, and have them sign NDAs and say, what do you think about this? And get some feedback. It's the same thing with the auto industry on new cars that come out, and then the car gets a ton of terrible feedback on this one little touchpad, or like this button is in the wrong place. It's like, well, why couldn't you have asked people that before it went into production? Just ask the people that are actually going to use or consume your product before you release it, and you probably could have avoided that particular situation. That's my little rant about that.
I completely agree.
When it comes in, like with Star Wars, George and his yes men, we all know that was no one wanted to say anything against what his word was. Kathleen Kennedy and her little group of people that didn't really involve the hardcore Star Wars fans because they wanted to bank off of the Marvel storytelling and the Disney or the Star Wars name. And then now we got Filoni, who maybe has a bunch of yes men around him as well. Do you think there's anyone that would stand up to Filoni, or do you think that everyone just kind of treats what he says as gospel?
Maybe Favreau.
I think Favreau was the only one. The only thing about Favreau is I haven't seen him much lately, and I'm wondering if he's not already out of the picture. I mean,
that's true.
He's going to hit the road now that Mando 3's done and they're into the movies.
Maybe he's gotten tired of it though too. He was the only one saying no, trying to get things back to what it was like before. If you can only go up against a brick wall so many times before you just call it quits.
There's the brick wall.
There it is.
I love that Marva actually took someone out even after she was dead.
Yes.
With the brick.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah. We gotta go watch that again.
That's good writing.
So good.
This intelligent writing
so
there.
And that's what we were talking about behind the scenes before we started the show, was a lot of times when people say we need Andor style storytelling back in Star Wars, people misinterpret that to mean we need serious, gritty, dark, mature storytelling. When I think most people, when they say that, are actually meaning we want storytelling that takes itself seriously, that presents itself as a legitimate product and a good show, first and foremost, ahead of we can sell some toys.
Yeah.
Which is completely against Disney and marketing and business in general. But
right. And with Andor, I think they're not afraid to take risks because the characters are kind of disposable, except for the ones that have to live to Rogue One. So most of them are new, but they're willing to take risks and take it intelligently and have them feel like real people that make sense in that universe. Not that it's just dark and gritty. It's like, no, it's more realistic. There's more things going on. And the monologue.
And then, of course, the criticism is, oh, we don't need realism in Star Wars. It's supposed to be a galaxy far, far away. But if you don't have anything grounding it to stuff we can relate to, you're going to lose a lot of people. Mando Season 3, I think, was like that. There was nothing grounding in that season.
And so many decisions. The problem with Star Wars in a lot of ways, and that's why, like the sequel trilogy for me, the more you think about it, the worse it gets, in my opinion. That's kind of what's been going on with a lot of Disney. The more you think about the shows and the decisions they made along the way, the worse it gets. The prequels, to me, are great because some of the execution from the yes men isn't the greatest, but the story is still there. And the more you look into that story, the better it gets. So that's kind of what makes the difference for me in a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. Father Time?
As the color commentator, let me add some color. Do we always have to get a season finale? Or are we just used to it? I mean, I don't know.
It feels like there needs to be.
I mean, we just expect it because every other show has ever done it that's ever been out there.
Yeah.
But there's no rule that says you have to get it or not.
Yeah, but if you're waiting 2 years until the continuation of the story.
I am, Andor. But I still like what I got.
Good to see you in the chat, dude. That is one of the best dudes on the planet, my brother-in-law. So
Nice.
Epic.
Yeah, that's. I just feel like what would this season been about if we don't get a finale? Because they left so much open. That's the only thing.
I mean, I'm good with a cliffhanger, but it has to be like Empire Strikes Back. I mean, it needs to be. I feel like it needs to be like really cliffy.
It's got to
Well, okay.
still got to answer questions. Sorry.
So for me, it feels like maybe they used all their ammo for the episode where with right in the middle there with I don't know what to call him, Darth Vader or I don't know what to call him.
Right.
I guess he was really Anakin. But, yeah, I mean, maybe they used all their ammo in that one episode, and they're like, okay, now that we got that, we'll just let everyone down nice and easy.
That's all we really needed to do.
Yeah, but then I know
that one was such a big episode.
It was. Now, should
Wow,
they have led the show off with that? You know what I'm saying? Instead of like some people, I know like the ratings went down after episode 1 because like and 1 and 2 because it was a little slow, right? They didn't get into much of the meat, and then 5 hit, and all of a sudden this buzz is there, but most of the fans had already left. Like the new people that were experienced, you know, they're like, why would I come back? And then they hear about 5, maybe they watch it, maybe they don't. Maybe they lead off with the meat like that.
Yeah, a hook.
Hook you right at the beginning. I mean, they hooked you, I guess, by getting Sabine stabbed. But Father Time, so you didn't see Rebels?
Correct.
Did you watch Clone Wars? This show, animated show. Bits and
A
pieces.
couple episodes here and there, yeah.
Okay, so like, how did Ahsoka, the character of Ahsoka, like work out for you
in this? Yeah,
I'll say mostly new to me, and all I know of her is from what others have told me. Not really who she was. So, yeah, I just took what they gave me out, and I was okay with what they gave me.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Because obviously, that's good for new people to see a new character or somebody that they don't know much about.
Right, but then obviously Ezra's a totally different story because he's the point of this show.
Right.
He's the object. He's the goal. We
He's
are
the only
going
reason
to this
that
place
the
to
map
get Ezra,
took everyone
and the danger
to-
is Thrawn's coming back. So Thrawn's the bad guy, but our goal as the good team is to get Ezra.
Well, we better now because she gave him the map.
You don't know who he is. You haven't been given a reason to care who he is,
Nope.
and how he's acted in the last 2 episodes. Not just a couple minutes on screen. The last 2 episodes is like, okay, who's this little goofy beard Moses guy?
I mean, he's been out of the loop for how many years, and he's okay with her saying, "I don't want to talk about it." He's like, "Okay, this is
Complicated.
Yeah, where's Ahsoka? That's a long story. Are we gonna get out of here?
Yeah, let's
I
go on a
wanna
little
talk
walk
about
with
it.
our friends. I was like, what?
Yeah, he just doesn't seem like he cares. He's not interested enough in anything that, based on where we left off. I'm like, no, dude, this would be like maximum priority. Sabine, stop like giving him the runaround. Tell him what's going on.
Yep.
Twice, because he did at the end of 6, and then you're like, okay, I'll give him a pass because it's right at the end of the episode. But then 7, they give you that again. It's the same conversation.
They could have built a lot of drama into that conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So many more interesting choices could have been made that would have like hooked you into those characters and cared immediately about them. Whereas like now we're just like, what's the point?
Like they could have been arguing. Like I would have rather seen an argument at the end of 6, and like they're tense, like they haven't seen each other so happy, but now they're mad.
That's what I said. That would be the drama that you could have built right in there. I was expecting that actually.
Yeah. And then
missed
7,
opportunities.
they can mend.
And he was okay with that. Whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Or maybe
missed
he was a
opportunities.
little loopy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Apparently he is. Yeah.
Yeah, missed opportunities is the through line of Disney Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the exception of Andor and Rogue One.
Yeah.
Really.
My favorites.
I mean, think of everything else. Sequel trilogy obviously missed opportunities. There's a lot of really good parts about the sequels, and it took me a long time to get to the point where I can say that genuinely. But there's a lot of really good in the sequel trilogy, but a lot of missed opportunities, and it's covered under a pile of junk. Solo could have been cool. Missed opportunities.
Yeah.
Probably High Republic. Maybe it is cool. I don't know. I haven't actually given it a fair shake. Rebel Season 7. I'm sorry. Clone Wars Season 7 was amazing in a couple spots, but a couple parts was missed opportunities. Bad Batch missed opportunities
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
with like some really good nuggets of awesomeness sprinkled in. And so the through line of all of Disney Star Wars, with the exception of Rogue One and Andor, is missed opportunities.
Jedi Hush, I agree.
Oh man, I'm way behind on comments. Sorry guys.
well, and you got like the through line there is Tony Gilroy. He was in both. He was involved in the rewriting of Rogue One, and he did Andor.
yeah.
So that's high quality.
Right? So for me, what makes the movies good is rewatchability.
Yeah.
Solo, I'll watch Andor again. Rogue One, Episode 4 for sure. The sequels, maybe the first one, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was something I was talking with Night Wizard in Discord not that long ago about. Andor and Rogue One are the only videos, films, whatever, where the stormtroopers kill the main characters.
Oh, interesting.
And as far as I know, that's correct, unless you count Ewoks in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But they're not like characters. You know, they're
It's some emotional weight, though, at least.
yeah.
Well, the people they're
yes.
killing, we don't know their names.
Right.
Right. That's probably a better way to put it. So I doubt they're going to do that in this show.
Yeah.
And
didn't
based
feel
on
like it.
their competency so far,
Oh, my goodness.
So, or Sabine just everything just bounces off of Sabine.
Oh, my
Everything.
armor.
She just happens to bend over perfectly every single time
Yeah.
to block those
Mhm.
shots. Like,
yeah, she's not even wearing a helmet.
I know.
I want her to wear a helmet.
You
I-
should have aimed
that's
for the
Sabine.
head.
Yeah.
Yes. Or
All right, well,
glancing
we're going to take a
All right,
little
coffee,
break.
Coffee, answer the question real quick for Dat Boy Steve, because I'm
Okay.
interested too.
All right, let me put it. To be fair, though, are they missed opportunities, or do you just disagree with the direction they are going? Very good point. I think the deciding factor would be I would have done this differently versus this would have made it so much better. Because there's a lot of things I can point to. I would have done this differently. A lot of stuff in Andor that I would have done differently. But I think with the sequels, there are things that everything is subjective, so I don't like to use the word objectively, but most people will agree that's not good. And all of those people could easily rattle off one or two things that they could have done instead. I think that is missed opportunity versus, oh, he probably should have said something different in that scene where that's the personal disagreement. So both, absolutely both, but I think that's the difference is if you could easily provide a better solution that other people would agree with.
Yeah.
It's probably the
Oh.
difference there.
Yeah. Completely. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. Yeah. I probably shouldn't have gone. I'm just, you do your thing.
Yeah, let's take a break from this discussion. We're already like halfway through the show. But we're going to talk about the news from the stars.
From the farthest corners of the galaxy and every channel on the holonet, we bring you news from the stars.
Courtesy of Root Beer on Ryloth in Discord, who shared this screenshot, which I believe he was trying to show a coworker of his how many female Jedi there are to, I don't know, discuss classic women in Star Wars or something like that. I don't remember the exact context, but searching Google brought up these results. Let's take a look at them of female Jedis. It should be Jedi, but Ahsoka Tano, Shakti, Ayla Secura, Asajj Ventress, Mara Jade, Luminara Unduli, Barriss Offee, Rey. I mean, this is Google, so we'll let it slide. Those are close enough. See what you can find is the issue with the next page of results. Princess Leia, Deba Balaba, Jocasta Nu, Adi Gallia, Kiadi Mundi. The double brain guy who was notorious for being promiscuous? Like, female Jedis? Father Time, what's your quick reaction to that?
Would have never guessed.
Surprise, surprise. Well, this keeps in line with Disney's theme because we know they added pronouns to Wikipedia. And we all know that they're going back and remaking everything in live action. They've even started remaking some of their movies, starting with episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So good on you, Disney. I don't think it'll work out, but that has been the news from the stars.
From the farthest corners of the galaxy and every channel in the holonet, we bring you news from the stars.
There you go. Here's a sip for you.
Yes.
And-
Very important breaking news. Just
Yeah.
so you have it.
I was just gonna say also, like, this show, Ahsoka, it's definitely Ahsoka's show. It's definitely a female-led show. You look at everybody who's making decisions other than Thrawn at this point, which is part of the reason
Who's the bad guy?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and that's part of the reason I feel like Ezra's nerfed so bad, and it's to the point where it's like disrespectful to me in a way.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, the ESG and the stuff that they're trying to push in this show, and I really didn't see it, but now that you mention it,
well,
yeah,
it comes down to decision making. I mean, we have to have the female characters be the boss characters in this. You know, you can't take away from that, and a female can't lose to a female. They just have to tie. That's what it feels like in a lot of things. Like, you're just walking through the process. You're like, okay, well, Ezra's dude, so can't make him too cool or too powerful for the Ahsoka show. We're gonna have to do something where he's still there and you know, doing something. But
He showed some Jedi skill.
right, he did
bit.
with the Force. That was pretty cool. But I felt like, he
but
should've
nothing
been, like,
consequential, no decision making.
Well, he's driving the train of the wagon train while she's doing the shooting,
Yeah.
you know, which is fine for like a minute. But I'd be like, hold on a second. I can take care of these guys in like 0.3 seconds.
Yeah,
I got the Force. Watch this, you know. And I guess they came to a
Yeah.
thing. But I was like, come on, Ezra. Like, show us what you've been working on for 10 years. Like, do something cool. And then she's like, here, you want your saber? He's like, just use the Force, whatever.
Yeah.
Force, you know, a couple of cool moments. I get it. And then he runs at Shin, gets blasted into the rock. And you're like, why did you do that? What are you thinking?
I've seen better.
That was his moment to show us what he's been doing the last 10 years.
Yeah, I was thinking like,
are you
Force
strengthening your
control.
connection to the Force?
Right.
I wanted Star Killer, like, grab all the stormtroopers and just wing them like as far as he can all at once, you know, because he's like so in tune. But
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Well, yeah, and you know, even Marak, who's a dust, stood up against to Ahsoka, who shot a Force blast at him. He was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna stand my ground and slide a little bit."
Mhm.
Ezra gets thrown into the thing from a Jedi that shouldn't even be that powerful. I mean, I don't know, but
He ended up beating her in hand to saber combat, but
and
he
Force,
just
yeah.
I don't know if he just had a moment where he was like, let me show off in front of my lady friend, and he just wasn't thinking. I don't know.
He's like, "Watch this."
Yeah. Steve says, here's a sip of Mountain Dew for all of you. Like and subscribe to Coffee. Respectful and civil Star Wars discussions. If any of you guys are from my channel and you have not already subscribed to Stay on Target, click the link in the description. Go check out their channel. Give them a subscribe because we're all about promoting that discussion. And if you guys want to continue this discussion that we're having in the chat after the show ends, join the Discord. Link also in the description. And we have some awesome community members in there. You can also tap like. You don't have to, but I mean, I'd appreciate it.
It's painless.
Yeah, and Father Time still does not have a channel.
Oh man, Father Time, you need a channel.
Kind of, but
Yeah, it's not Star Wars.
no, it's not.
When was the last time you uploaded one of your videos?
The last one you saw.
Did you even do the Dollywood one?
Yeah,
You uploaded
yeah, I
that?
did part 1, part 2. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even send me the link to that.
Oh,
Just-
I thought you
just
followed
somehow.
my channel.
Oh, no.
Well, now we know.
Sorry, Dad. Oh, that's pretty bad. All right. Let's think of a good question for the chat. How excited are you for this finale episode, a scale of 1 to 10 as well? Because we already got how you guys felt about the last episode, but how excited are you for the finale? Before this last episode, I would have said 9. I was really excited. This show was going really well. I was on the verge, and Father Time, you remember this, I was on the verge of saying, if this show continues out the way it's going, by the end of the season, I will confidently say I've enjoyed this more than Andor.
Yeah.
I
And
am
was
not in
was
that boat
shaking
anymore.
my boots that was going to happen because
Yeah, I am not in that position anymore. Kirsten says 9.5 out of 10. 6. Excited for the last episode. Datboy Steve, 100. I'm scared. Justin Scott says it's crazy to see Ezra go from summoning space whales and controlling them to barely being able to push some people back. Yeah. I have faith in Rick Famuyiwa. Fill me in. I don't know where the name
Rick
is from.
Famuyiwa, he directed some of the
Best episodes of Mando.
Yeah, he's a very good
okay.
at like suspense and
Action.
action.
Oh, is he doing the finale?
Yes.
He is. Yep.
Okay. All right. I have
a
negative
good sign.
expectations.
I think that's got me more excited in
It
some
does.
ways than anything else.
That gives me hope.
Yeah.
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 have hope. I have hope. I know Kirsten said she has hope, but I do too. So my rating would be 8. I'm hoping they'll tie up loose ends only because they did in Andor. So I know it can be done. And I know
Yeah.
there's so many things that we need to know. Hopefully they can do it. So I have hope.
I'm less worried about tying up the loose ends and more concerned with the momentum that was killed in this last episode. We're not given any stakes, and I don't think you can create enough tension for there to be a payoff in one episode. Especially with that short of a runtime and tie up all the loose ends. I don't see how you can do that. I don't think we've been given enough reason to be invested in looking for a big payoff. Anything's possible.
If they pull a Rogue One ending, everyone's just gone in 2 seconds. So
Yeah. Yeah, anything could happen.
Yeah, they did it with Rogue One, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like the biggest thing is it's going to be satisfying enough of an ending to lead into what's next. Because if you leave it on a cliffhanger, but you don't answer anything, or you don't, you're going to have to watch more to get the full story.
Yeah.
That's what I'm most nervous about. But Filoni, has been good at delivering at the end. So that's the only thing that's got me, that hope, like you're saying. I think that's probably the best word for it. I do still have hope, but it's just diminished. But it's still there. Sorry, Dan, go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm actually extremely excited about the episode despite the letdown. So I'm still at like a 9 out of 10 because it doesn't really matter what the rating is. But I'm
like a 7. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't say 7.
I'm always hyped when I hit play on the episodes. I am extremely nervous because when
I agree with that. Yeah.
you talk about a story, you already killed Sabine and brought her back. What protagonists do we have left to root for? We have Ezra, Sabine, Ahsoka together, and we have Hu Yang.
Hu Yang, baby.
Right. Hu Yang's not going to die. I don't think. He's been around for 25,000 years. He's a connective tissue to everything,
Right.
like C-3PO. And if he dies, they can, rebuild him maybe.
I'd be more sad if he died this episode.
Right, but they didn't give any precedent for that. They shocked him once in the one episode. Ahsoka already died and came back. Sabine already died and came back. And Ezra just got back from like an 11-year hiatus. So
Right.
what are you going to do to these characters that make me nervous? Like, I feel for my characters. I don't want them to get killed again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of stakes you need when you're watching a show. Like, at any point, somebody might
Something might happen.
be killed or be injured, or the story's going to change. I guess right now the big question is, are they all getting left behind, and therefore they're going to have to get back? But that's why
I was 100% not expecting a C-3PO cameo, but I was pleasantly surprised that it was there.
yeah, he's the connective tissue for Star Wars. So I don't know. I just don't know. And Balin and Shin were every time they came on screen, and of course I think they're doing a good job with Thrawn.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing a bad job with him.
He came in so late in the season that I think that we got enough of him for when they introduced him into the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just haven't fully shown you why he's terrifying yet. That's the thing. At least in this show.
He needs a big win at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, which goes back to the question, are they setting up season 2? Or are they setting up Mando season 4? Or are they setting up the movie?
They all stay on the planet.
You
Nobody gets
leaves.
off.
Yeah.
Well, we can't have season 2 of Ahsoka without Ahsoka, so I don't know about that. But Disney's not going to kill off all their characters in this
No.
Rogue One movie that's coming out. There's no way they do that.
Right.
I remember watching that in the theater. This is even before I was a big Star Wars fan, and I remember thinking like, wow, actually, Disney, you did it. Wow. I'm actually impressed. Like, good emotional scene, but more than that, I'm just impressed that you actually did it. So
Yeah.
it's possible, but yeah, I don't know if Dave's gonna do that.
It was funny at the time. I actually, as bold as it was, I almost didn't like that for the fact that, which is like blasphemy now in some ways, but I almost didn't like it because like Star Wars to me, it just didn't fit the tone at the time for me of Star Wars, which was hope. But I mean, they still ended on it. But
Sure.
yeah, it didn't. I got excited about these characters, so I was like looking forward to more, and then they took them away from me, which is fine.
I think it was so
It was-
close to not having hope, and then you get the hope right at the end. So I
Mhm.
think it was such extremes.
Yeah,
Yes.
It
That's
looked
my
like-
favorite episode.
yeah. Looking
Or
back at it
movie.
now, I appreciate it. I'm like, yep, that was definitely the right choice.
Yeah.
The thing about this new galaxy is
have a
usually they end with a big cameo. You can't really get a new big cameo when you're in a new galaxy. Nobody else is going to get there.
Well,
yeah.
What, like Mando going to walk through the door?
yeah.
You know, I don't think
Yeah.
so. Luke?
Yeah, speaking of cameos, is he ready? Is he good? Ladies and gentlemen, we've got George Lucas himself coming onto the show right now. Sorry, Father Time, stay on target. You guys are important. George Lucas is importanter. So, goodbye to you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got George Lucas in the house.
Yeah, but there's always this little part in you is saying, what am I doing?
I want you to get out of this office right now. Out!
All I need is an idea.
All right, and it looks like we've got him in studio. So let's bring him into the show. Mr. George Lucas, welcome back. How are you doing today, sir?
Good. I just got back from a little bit of horseback archery. Kind of a fun pastime for me.
Awesome. That's very impressive. Love to hear that you are staying active. How are you enjoying this show so far? Because I know it's been a couple weeks since I talked to you, and now we only have one episode until the finale. So what are you thinking so far?
Oh, I absolutely love it so far. And all the characters have been absolutely incredible so far. I'm so happy they are honoring my legacy. Really proud of them.
Awesome. And who's been your favorite character to this point?
Well, let's see. It's got to be those little turtle people with waistcoats that come. They're just adorable. Really reminds me of those old Yoda Muppets we used for the older movies. Really cool.
Cool. What do you expect from this finale episode, and does the hype live up to your expectations? Like, are you really that excited for this finale?
Well, no one's ever really gone. And so Mace Windu is going to swoop down and just blast Thrawn away. He can't use a lightsaber because of his missing hand, but he has a blaster for an arm.
I don't
And
think that's
then-
going to happen.
Darth Maul is going to show up and just start screaming all over the place. You know, he's filled with rage.
No, but Maul is dead at this.
Gonna save the day. It'll be magnificent, just the way I imagined it all those years ago.
Are you being sarcastic or are you serious?
Of course, I'm being serious. I'm George. Flipping Lucas? Yeah, who even cares about continuity or who's dead or not dead? All of it is pointless. Stop watching.
Okay, no.
The
Okay, I see
finale
what
is
you're doing.
gonna
All right,
be
thanks for
a
joining the show,
massive
as always,
letdown.
but you got to get out of here. All right. Sorry, everyone. This has been AI George.
Yeah, but there's always this little part in you is saying, what am I doing?
I want you to get out of this office right now. Out!
All I need is an idea.
Sorry, guys. I mean, when the creator of Star Wars asks to join your show or is willing to return as a guest, you don't say no, no matter what he has to say. Let's bring our guests back into the show.
Love
And,
it, George.
Yeah, hopefully you guys are a little bit more
Best
reasonable
thing.
than George.
That was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Thank
So
you.
good.
He's coming in hot.
Yeah,
I love
I never know if he's like enjoying the shows or if he's like, if he has like some hatred for me. I don't know, but he's willing to come on, so like you can't say no.
Right?
That's funny.
Yeah.
You don't say no to George flipping Lucas.
No, George flipping Lucas.
What do you say? The turtles with the night coats or
Yeah, the
waistcoats?
turtles with waistcoats. It reminds us of the Yoda Muppets all those years ago.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
I was scrambling to throw that together last minute. It's so hard.
That's so funny.
I just
Alright.
want to see like 10 more hours of that interview.
Can you just
Yeah.
clip that and send it to me, and I'll just watch it on repeat? That was so
That's your second channel right there.
Yeah.
Goodness, that was amazing.
Just my whole second channel is just AI George.
Yeah.
George, dude.
Just no
I'd
other
blow up.
content.
It would
Probably
be-
do better than this channel, honestly.
That would be so funny.
Oh, especially if I did shorts only.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd get millions of views
Dude, yes.
You got it.
and like 10 cents in revenue.
Right.
Yeah, right.
No, he's a hit.
They'd know you. They'd know you.
I'd pay good money to see Mace Windu swoop in with a Mega Man blaster arm.
Dude,
Yeah.
that would probably be better than what we're going to get.
Oh, honestly,
Yes, some dark
I mean,
sides.
I don't know how he does it. He always comes up with. He knows what he's doing. So he knows what he's doing. All right. Any predictions for this last episode?
Oh, well, I'm always wrong, so no.
Yeah. Part of the problem is like I get so excited about all these different theories and stuff like that, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to come up with this theory, and then they're going to blow my theory out of the water. And then I watch the episode. Maybe I just put too much pressure on it that way, but then I watch it and I'm like, well, I guess, But again, Dave Filoni historically has been pretty good at delivering at the very last. So predictions are, it's going to be adequate.
Okay.
I don't like that. I think you're right, but I don't like that. Yeah,
If they're doing what every other show does and have an actual season finale, I think we'll get something good out of it.
Yeah.
Whether the entire episode is fantastic or not, or there's little cliffhangers, I think we will get some good stuff out of it. Either way.
Yeah, I think we'll get some answers. I think the thing I'm most worried about is Balin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How are they going to treat his character? We saw how that worked
Yeah,
out.
somebody
with
just
Carrie
asked in
Fisher.
the chat. That boy Steve.
Yeah, we saw how that worked out with Carrie Fisher, and I remember, not to take it back to the sequels, but I remember when she got blasted out of the command deck by the other TIE pilot, and she was floating off in space. I remember thinking that was actually awesome. Like, she was going to be killed by her own son. He couldn't bring himself to do it, and then another TIE fighter pilot blew her up, and he never got the chance to either pull the trigger or turn back to the light side, and now his mom's dead.
Yep.
I mean, rest in peace, Carrie Fisher, but that was excellent.
Yes.
Like,
No.
it was a wasted opportunity, but like we were saying earlier. But
I'm Mary Poppins, yo.
yeah, yeah, I saw an edited video of that before. That's so funny. But it's like you have the death of the character, and you had a perfect opportunity to say goodbye to the character in a very respectful and emotionally impactful way that would drive the plot. That is what pushes Kylo Ren farther into the dark side, is because he wasn't strong enough to be the one to pull the trigger on his mom. And I don't know, again, trying to stay away from bringing everything back to the sequels, but relating that back to Balin's skull, how are they going to do the death of Ray Stevenson? Is he going to die in this episode? Are they going to change actors? And I mean, it seems like he has too much of an important role past this season to kill him off in this last episode.
Well, we've been
With
waiting
him-
and waiting and waiting to see what his important
what
role is,
what
though. That's
the
the
cycle
problem.
that you're breaking? What is this ultimate power? Is it Abeloth or the Zepho, whatever that is that people keep mentioning, or this ancient Night King's magic power, or the ones, or like what? We have no idea what to go off of at this point. To introduce the concept of whatever that is and kill him off in this last episode, I don't see that happening. How do they replace him for season 2 or whatever? They don't.
Yeah.
Balin
Either
to
you gotta-
Snoke.
Yeah.
Boy.
Snoke. Yeah.
No.
That's the thing. It's like everything's kind of hinging on that. I really hope they use Balin to expand the universe and the new galaxy. Use him as a way to make Star Wars more interesting. Get us something else to get excited about, and definitely don't make that adequate or leave it ambiguous. We need an answer, or at least a this opened up this, and now everybody's going to be talking about that for the next 2 years until we see how that comes into fruition. That's kind of
that's a good point. We need something to talk about for the next 2 years. A satisfying and mediocre conclusion. Satisfying in terms of tying off loose ends, mediocre in terms of impact is not going to cut it for 2 years.
Yeah.
Especially with the death of Ray Stevenson, and what are they going to do with that? We need something to right now get us interested for something that's coming out 2 years from now. And again, that momentum has been chopped. I don't know that there is enough writing going into this episode that will carry us through those 2 years. I don't know. We'll find out in 24 hours. But
the only thing. Sorry, I don't mean.
No, go ahead.
Only other thing is if, like I said, if they have Thrawn return, which I think we all think that's going to happen, right? I mean, is there any way that he's not going to return to the new galaxy? I mean, that's what this has been setting up. He's coming back, and he's bringing heck with him. And then, I think from there, that's kind of the interesting point that I think they're going to jump into. And that's whenever they could actually bring in some OG characters like Leia. They already teased her, with C-3PO, and that they could bring in Luke. I mean, they've done it. They did it in Mando season 2. They could even bring in Han, Lando. They could bring in everybody. They could recast or keep the ones that have already been there, or even deep fake for this with, casting for the future. That's how you bring everybody back together. You get the OG fans back just to see this. It gets you a starting off point for something that might be more exciting, using all the characters at your disposal now and having them work together in a respectful way.
Yeah. I like what House of the Jedi says right here. Thrawn takes the Night Sisters back to Dathomir so they can raise their dead that are on Dathomir and the dead in the caskets. Mando is in the Outer Rim patrolling. At this point, Outer Rim patrolling, so at this point he could be the one who alerts the New Republic that the Chimera is in the known galaxy. Possibly then we could get the name drop of someone who could help, like Luke.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Have him come back and then at least give us a clue as to what they're going to do. They're going to raise up. What if we get teased of an entire Dathomiri army? Like generations of Dathomiri being resurrected. And now this is the massive threat because it's Thrawn's fleet plus this Dathomiri army to an unsuspecting and unprepared New Republic.
That's crazy.
Or none of that could happen.
Or none of that.
Probably.
I think you're right for once. Yeah.
That would be like game over, man. I mean, you got Thrawn in charge of an undead army that can't be killed. I mean, what are you going to do?
Hey, well, no, there's not much you can do.
Checkmate.
The thing is, are our heroes getting back to the original galaxy? How in the world are they getting back? Unless they're like knocked out and dragged as prisoners on the Chimera. You know what I mean? Yeah. How do they get back to are they getting left there?
Thrawn wouldn't take them as prisoners.
No, he killed them. He wanted them dead already.
Yeah.
He doesn't even care if they live or die. He's leaving without them.
Yeah.
He's leaving without the mercenaries.
Right. So they're getting left there. So they're getting left there. Thrawn shows up.
Thrawn's plan is as soon as all of these, we're assuming their caskets, are loaded onto the Chimera, they're out of there. Shin and Balin are left there. The dogs, alligator dogs, are left there. Nothing else matters. They're not even saying, "Hey, Balin, get back to the ship." He didn't care when he disappeared off the battlefield.
Right.
He didn't care if those troopers lived or died.
Yep.
No.
He just says, "Yep, 2 hours and we're good to go."
Yeah.
That's it. We're out of here. Which I like that theory. House of the Jedi going back to Dathomir and raising up an army.
Yeah,
that's
I like
really
Tom's
cool.
Theory. Tom's theory there.
Which one?
Oh yeah. Handy hiding place.
Yeah. Probably not happen, but
that's a very Rebels thing to do.
Yeah, that is very Rebels.
That's a very Rebel thing. Yeah. Could be a bigger threat, and the power that called to Balin be the power he was seeking to end the cycle because he knew it would be another cycle with Thrawn, so he joins the bigger threat to stop it. Yeah, and what is the bigger power that he's searching for?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out.
I know a lot of people are talking Abeloth, but the more I think about it in some ways, I feel like, and she could be an entity of that, or whatever. But I feel like the Grisk / Yuzhong Bang would actually be more interesting and might have a bigger scope as far as like what could compete against Thrawn. You know, because the Grisk are like formidable. Like he actually was trying to prepare our galaxy, the OG galaxy, for the Grisk potentially coming in and trying to take over. You know,
Right.
So it kind of makes that sense that Balin might be joining them because they're the winning side. They're going to start things fresh. You know,
Destroy the Empire, destroy the Jedi,
destroy them all, and you have peace now.
Well, he really is the most interesting part of this show.
Yeah.
Because all of his lines are cryptic. When he's talking about, Shin asks, "Are we going to find that power here on Peridia?" And he says, "If the stories are true." What kind of ancient, folklore have the Jedi been telling? Hu Yang, I'm sure, knows all these stories. Probably the one who told them to Balin in the first place. But were they telling stories of like beyond the galaxy and a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away? There was a group of Force voids. This group of people that were unaffected by the Force, that had no midichlorians or life force present in them, and mind control and force pushes and everything was meaningless against them because they were a hole in the Force. Like, could those be the stories that he's referencing and trying to find out here?
Right. Why would they tell that story to children, I guess?
I don't know. Why do you hear about Bigfoot as a child?
That's true. Yeah.
There's all sorts of stuff you hear as a kid, talking to kids on the playground and stuff. And
Tale of woe. Like, watch out. You're going to turn into this if you do this.
Yeah. Don't venture off too far into the unknown regions because you don't know what's out there.
Straighten up.
All right. Well, let's get into our final segment for the night. Come on, screen. Where is that? All right. This is Obscure Star Wars Quotes. It's a game we got for you guys. I'll explain the rules in just a second after the stinger. All right, so this is Obscure Star Wars Quotes. I'm going to bring up...
so bad at this.
a quote, which is why I have Stay on Target.
Oh, man, I don't think we're going to
I'm
be
going
better.
to bring up a quote on screen. These ones shouldn't be too difficult, and everyone in the chat, you guys can play along as well. How we play is I'm going to bring up a quote, hopefully an obscure one, onto the screen, and you guys will either have to tell me who said it or the scene in which it was said. So give me the context. I want to make sure you know where this quote is from. And again, everyone in the chat, you guys are playing as well. So get active in the chat and let me know. The first one we have should be super easy. That is the sound of 1,000 terrible things heading this way. Someone in the chat's gonna get it.
Holy cow.
Thousands.
I know I've heard it. That's about it.
Yeah.
I definitely heard it. I just...
What comes in groups of thousands? Like Geonosians or some creature.
I like how we're working through this.
I know. Wow.
1,000 terrible things happening this way. Sounds like Clone Wars to me. Like something Anakin would say.
I'll also say these are all from episodes 1, 2, and 3. So these are prequels.
Okay.
Obscure.
I thought that was
No Clone Wars, no original.
I was
trilogy.
thinking General Grievous when they're on that planet. When they try to take out General Grievous.
Thousands of battle droids.
Yeah, that's
10th level. It's not that one.
I was thinking like is that Phantom Menace with the Gungan army about to fight the
Oh yeah, it sounds about right.
that
So Jar Jar.
the other guy
Who said that?
might have said it.
Oh, he told Jar Jar. He's
This general who told Jar Jar. That's what I'm thinking.
What's the general's name? Come on, Dustin.
He had an epic arc in Clone Wars. I can't remember his name though. Oh,
You're thinking of Captain Tarpals, and that's not correct.
it's not.
No,
okay.
wasn't it?
Is it Obi-Wan?
Yeah, it's Obi-Wan.
Let's
gonna
see if
say
you're right.
Obi-Wan.
Let's see if you're right.
If me going back there.
You hear that?
Yeah?
That is the sound of 1,000 terrible things heading this way.
Oh, man, that's so off.
Oh, you were so close.
I
Well,
love
you-
Qui-Gon.
You narrowed it
Jar
down
Jar. The chat knows.
You guys knew where it was. It was on the tip of your brains. You were so close.
Forget
All
everything
right.
live.
Next
That's
one.
so good.
Next one. You're sweating. Relax. Take a deep breath.
That's. I think I know who that is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Shoot.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
These
Sorry,
are
I
all
made
1,
these
2,
too
and
hard.
3, right?
These are all 1, 2, and 3.
I'm pretty confident on this one.
Episode 2 elevator.
Justin
I'm just
Scott got
repeating.
it.
I'm just repeating the.
Yeah,
I'll
just
do it.
no.
I'll do
Justin
one.
Scott got it.
You're sweating. Relax. Take a deep breath. I haven't seen her in 10 years, Master.
Nicely done, Justin
Yes.
Scott.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man,
Very,
terrible.
very nice. All right, next
Yeah,
one.
Bryce said Anakin and 2. Yeah. Chat's getting it. Huh.
There. Oh,
yeah,
really bad.
yeah.
It's
Good
always
job,
something
chat.
terrible.
Good job, chat. You guys are doing really good. All right, let's see. The next one is which one are we gonna do next? Oh, I was about to play the video clip.
Ooh.
All right, here's the next one. Put down your weapons. They win this round.
Oh, it's in episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Correct.
And it's
Not Padme
either. Oh shoot!
or the other guy.
It's the other guy,
Captain.
I think it's the other guy.
In the palace?
It is
in the
not
palace.
Captain Panaka.
It's
Because
not
they're
Tanaka.
surrounded by the droids and whatnot, right?
No, wait. Shoot. I know it's in the palace. I can't remember. Is it Qui-Gon again? Are we going?
No.
Obi? It's not.
I don't think so.
Someone in the chat got it.
We see the scene,
Yeah.
but we don't see the
Yeah.
person
I know
saying
who's-
it.
That's the problem.
Oh,
Good.
shit.
Then I picked good ones then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
did.
picked
All right, here's the clip.
Put down your weapons. They win this round.
There it is.
She delivered
I
that.
soft said Padme, but I wasn't
Yeah,
convinced.
dang it. I couldn't. Yeah, we didn't commit.
Yep.
Commit. She delivers it in such a monotone voice. I thought it was
Yeah.
a dude.
Put down your weapons. They win this round. All right, let's do. I feel confident our situation will create a strong sympathy vote for us. Like I said, these are obscure Star Wars quotes.
I feel confident our situation will create a strong sympathy vote for us. Is it one of the?
You're thinking one of the Trade Federation?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Chinese guys?
Yes.
I think it's. No,
Isn't it one of those
I
two
want to
dudes?
say Palpatine talking to Padme in
Oh.
episode 1, right? Because the whole Trade Federation.
has been nominated.
Bail Antilles of Alderaan and Ainley Team of Malastair.
I feel confident our situation will create a strong sympathy vote for us. I will be, Chancellor.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Yeah, I got one.
Very nice.
Palps.
Very
Papa
nice.
Palps, baby.
Papa Palps.
Somehow he broke up.
Good job.
It isn't that Ray's
And-
dad? I'm just kidding.
Grandpa.
Papa Palps, yeah. Grandpa. Ew.
Yeah.
And don't use registered transport. Travel as refugees.
Ooh. And now I've heard it.
Come on, chat. Don't use registered transport. Travel as refugees.
And I want to say, I don't think it's right, but I want to say Obi-Wan to Anakin when he's with
That's what somebody in the chat just said.
Padme.
Young Anakin.
Yeah, it's episode.
Oh, when he has to escort her.
Yeah, when he has to escort her. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I remember the scene where he's like drinking soup, and they're like in like a
Yeah.
standard
You
place.
are close.
Oh shoot!
You are very close. Let's
Is it
see if
Captain
anyone in
Panaka?
chat got it.
Is Captain Panaka talking to Padme?
Wow, I'm surprised. All right, here's the clip.
Escort the senator back to her home planet of Naboo. She'll be safer there. And don't use registered transport. Travel as refugees.
Wow.
Dang it. Mace, man.
Wow, everyone thought it was Obi-Wan. House of the Jedi got it. Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Nice
Very
work, House of the Jedi.
nice.
Well, that just
Good
makes
job.
sense.
Yeah.
All right, and this is the last one. I'll be surprised if you guys get this one. She covered the cameras. I don't think she liked me watching her.
I know that one.
You know that one?
Yeah, Anakin Skywalker, episode 2. Because
What's going on? She covered the cameras. I don't think she liked me watching her.
What is she thinking?
Nice.
Very nice. Good
Yep.
job. Good job to everyone in chat that was playing as well. I think Jedi Hush got 2 of them. House of the Jedi, Justin Scott, a couple other guys got some. So good job to all of you guys. And you guys got a couple too.
Yeah,
Father Time, you had inputted a little bit more than I thought you were going to. So awesome. This has been Obscure Star Wars Quotes.
That was fun.
That was fun, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and I'm glad I picked those ones. I picked good ones because it's like right on the tip of your brain. You can think like, oh, I know who said that.
Well, it was nice
Or
that you
was
said episode 1, 2, and 3. We get some context.
Yes.
It's not just like the universe. So we
Yeah.
get,
It just narrowed it down a little bit. I would have been like,
Yeah.
oh, it was Zeb in Rebels
Right,
season
that's-
3
that's kind of my
on the.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you guys got like half of them, so I picked the perfect difficulty.
Yep.
Good.
So very nice. All right. Well, any final thoughts going into this last episode of Ahsoka at all from any of you guys? I know we kind of already talked it to death. Basically, the gist is we're not very happy with this last episode, and we don't have as much enthusiasm as we'd like. But anything else you guys would like to mention about it?
still have hope.
Cool.
That's it. Yeah. I'm still excited for it. Just,
Yeah.
That's
That's
what I
what,
get.
that's what Disney's banking on. Hope. Star Wars fans having hope.
Yeah, they flew in 4, 5, and 6 for me, and that was where it really took off. And then they hit a bump, a little bit of turbulence 7, which again made me nervous for the first time. But I think 8 is going to deliver. I think they ran out of stuff a little bit, and they kind of fluffed it out a little bit in 7. And I think 8, they're going to give us all the nuggets that we need at least to wrap up the story. I would love to see a full reunion with Zeb, Hera, Jason, and the whole Rebels crew back on the other galaxy. That's my dream. It may not happen tomorrow, but at some point.
Yeah. Oh, we got a super chat from Bryce Bovey. Thank you very much, bro.
He gets
I
his
miss
custom
you.
stinger.
Come out here. Come out here whenever you get your custom stinger little video for super chat. Thank you very much for that. I think this is the right video. This video is for you.
Your Highness, the transmission we received. What is it they've sent us?
Money.
Credits will do fine.
It's another check for Daddy.
There's a sip for you, Bryce. Thank you very much. All right. Anything you guys would like to plug for your channel? Once again, anyone that is watching that is from my community, if you have not subscribed to Stay on Target, go ahead and give them your support as well. Awesome discussions over there. And I just discovered your channel not too long ago myself. And I've been very happy with the streams you guys got going on and the different videos and stuff. So everyone go support them. But anything you guys want to plug yourselves?
No, I just want to say same. We just recently discovered your channel and we've been blown away, and it's just been fun watching and keeping up, and being able to come on your show was fantastic. Thank you so much for having us on. If anybody that's in the chat from our channel, definitely subscribe and give them a like from all the monies.
And stay tuned for the AI George channel. Coming soon.
Channel. Please give us the ad, George channel.
Oh my
We
gosh.
want to just watch it. We live stream every Wednesday night if you're interested. We have for a long time at 8 o'clock Eastern, but I just want to like now review AI George. I want that
that's
to be
what our
something that
channel-
we do every week. It would be we review the AI George video of the week
it.
from Coffee, and we just laugh.
that's
I mean,
funny.
I'm gonna die.
Coming out with a reaction
Okay.
to AI George channel.
I mean, seriously, we need something
Okay.
to react to now that Ahsoka's done, and that would be amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, it wouldn't be that hard to do because it's easy to set up a channel, and especially if they're just shorts, that's
Yeah.
like 2 minutes of editing involved. And I make the AI George segment for the show anyway. So, I mean,
Brilliant.
I can just
Gold.
always just do the live stream and then upload to AI George once a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that and just do shorts only. And
Brilliant. Do it.
just
man.
see what happens.
That's funny.
See
Yeah.
what happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Awesome. Well, I appreciate having you guys on. Father Time, as always. Pleasure to have you guys on. Stay on target. I'll definitely have you guys back or jump on one of your streams sometime.
Definitely. Yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
Pleasure
We definitely want to have
talking with you guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pleasure talking with you guys. Everyone in the chat from my neck of the woods, say thank you to Stay on Target for joining the stream. And we'll definitely have them back. But that's going to do it for tonight. If you've been here from the very beginning of the video, I really appreciate your time. May the stash be with you, and I will see you wherever I happen to see you in the galaxy.